ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it. Taking bad hits, taking bad shit. Subscribe. Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Marvel Legends action figure review on the Wave 1 Avengers Infinity War Thanos Build-A-Figure Waves Iron Spider. I did get this set earlier than most. I want to give a big thanks to Xmanny87 for making it work out, and Doug, thank you guys. On the side you can see a nice image of Spidey right over there. Then on the back you can see a product shot. There's all the other figures from the Wave. There's a read-up over here. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it now. And then on this side we get that same Spidey image again, and then we get the Avengers logo spot varnished on the top, and it kind of fades from a lighter yellow to a slightly darker yellow. I think that's kind of neat. There's not much more at the bottom, so let's get to it and crack this thing open. And here's the new Spider-Man figure out of the packaging in a good old squat and double thwip pose. We don't have a whole lot of options as far as poses goes because he doesn't really come with any of the accessories, but hey, we're getting a look at the brand new Iron Spider suit, and it does look pretty cool, so let's go ahead and get a closer look. Now, the two biggest complaints that I've heard about this figure so far is that one, he doesn't come with any interchangeable parts, and two, they did not paint the cobwebbing pattern on this figure. It is definitely recessed in there, but I'm not 100% sure if the cobwebbing pattern was supposed to be painted black for Infinity War or not. It looks like in Homecoming it may have been, but for Infinity War it kind of looks like it shouldn't have. And then the eyes are definitely glowing for Infinity War, so that is something that I wish they'd done, is done something with the eyes to make them look blue or bright or something. I do have a tiny little bit of black right there in the white portion of the eyes, but you know, for the most part I think it looks pretty good as far as the sculpted details throughout on the figure. But one thing that does bother me is that you can see that we get this nice glossy red right here, and we don't get that for the front of his face, but for some reason it starts to get a little bit more glossy towards the back of his head, so that's weird. I don't really like that, but I do like how this whole pattern came out right over here as far as the logo goes. I think the gold paint came out very clean. I really like that metallic navy blue color that we're seeing. I mean, that looks really pristine to me. I'm pleased with that. Nice webbing pattern right there in the center by the abs. I mean, there's a lot of details in here that I do like, so I can't hate on this thing. I mean, looking even on the back right over here, we get some nice paint. I'm very pleased with that. Pattern looks really good all the way throughout in those joints. You can see these pieces right here have some seams painted on, or sculpted on, sorry. You can see some nice metallic blue right there. I think that looks really cool. So, I mean, like when I just look at the figure, I start to stutter. No, but when I look at the figure, I mean, I just really like what I'm seeing. You know, it looks nice and bright. And maybe it's just a new Spider-Man outfit, and I'm excited. But, you know, I haven't really been thrilled about this so far. So now that I have this thing in hand, you know, I don't know. I'm kind of liking it, you know. Kind of. I mean, especially with me knowing that it's an Iron Spider suit for sure. Especially with me knowing now knowing for sure this is an Iron Spider suit, you know, I kind of like it more. And the way I feel about the suit is kind of how I felt about the comic version of the Iron Spider suit, where it looks kind of cool, but at the same time I'm really happy that he's not going to look like that forever, or for an extremely long period of time anyway. But yeah, looking at the boots right here, and I'm just really impressed with all these lines that we're getting throughout on this guy. It does look cool. Get some nice thin gold lines painted on here, which I'm really impressed with. I mean, usually I don't see that kind of a, you know, solid hit ratio with thin lines with Hasbro, but I think they're improving, man. I'm pleased with that. You can see a tiny little bit of red showing, you know, coming through right there, but come on, that's the back of the leg. So then a little bit right over there too if you want to get really nitpicky about it, but for the most part it's very clean. Feet look pretty good. He does have the peg holes under his feet, and one thing I wanted to show off is that you can remove the thwipping hands. I mean, it kind of is a bummer that he only comes with thwipping hands. I wish we did have interchangeable hands with this guy, but I do have a tech suit fist, and you can port the tech suit fist on there. It looks a bit weird, especially with that cobwebbing pattern being painted in there, but hey, you know, if you really wanted to, you can give him some fists. Also, if you wanted to, you can pop the head off and put the Peter Parker head sculpt on there. It does take the might of several Mjolnirs to get that on there though, man. God, that just went flying. Oh jeez, it's tricky to get that thing on there, it really is, but and I'm no weakling, man. So don't call me Russell Muscle for nothing. I feel like I'm going to break something, but yeah, I got it on there. And yeah, that's tricky to do. So it's a tough fit. You may want to heat that up first, but you can make that work. So that's pretty cool. But getting that back on there and looking at the articulation of this guy, you can get his head looking up that far upward and that far downward. You also get side-to-side movement and no head pivoting at all. We do get the butterfly joint in the shoulders, so that's great. I like moving that forward and back. We also get shoulder joints that will move upward that far, and you can rotate 360. You get a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows that do get pretty stiff, and then you could rotate at the wrist and hinge both of them up and down. He has a decent ab crunch that moves forward that far and back that far, waist swivel, and then his hips move outward that far. He'll kick forward that much and not back. Upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, ankles move down, ankles move up, and he does have ankle pivot, and he seriously needs a calf cut over here. I really wish he had calf rotation. It just limits the posability of the figure. Now to measure out the height of this MCU Iron Spider figure, you can see he stands at about 6 inches tall. Then here's the Iron Spider figure next to the Marvel Legends of Spider-Man Homecoming tech suit figure, and you can see they do stand at the exact same height. Do you want to see the head swapped? I bet you want to see the head swapped, right? Gotta do the head swaps. If you don't do all the head swaps, then the ShartimusPrime viewers get all mad. Don't want you guys getting mad. And this thing is really hard to get on there. Yeah, I just wish they made it easier. So yeah, if I could heat this up, it would be a lot faster, but I'm gonna bow out right now because I don't want to break that ball joint. I can see it stressing just a little bit. And I gotta commend Hasbro with the level of detail that we're seeing inside these butterfly joints in here. That's great to see all that, you know. Looks like they really did not skimp out on this, even on the back over here too. Oh, a little bit of paint chipping though. And then for your Iron Spider comparison, we have our MCU version next to our comic book version, and I think this was from one of the Spider-Man series. There have been several releases of this figure right here, and I can see the inspiration, you know what I mean? And I do think this is an appropriate MCU version of the Iron Spider. It's not too bad. And then for your Tom Holland Marvel Legends Spider-Man comparison, we have our Iron Spider compared to the homemade suit and the tech suit, and you can see the tech suit and Iron Spider are the same exact height, but for some reason the homemade suit right there is the tallest one out of the three. And then to compare Iron Spider next to the other figures from this wave that I've already reviewed, we have Iron Man and Captain America, and I gotta ask you guys to please forgive the respite from me reviewing the rest of this wave, as I am currently in New York as you are watching this. Actually, I'm at home right now, but by the time you're watching this, I'll be in New York, and these were the only three I was able to get to. I will review the rest of the wave once I get back, but until then, I hope you guys enjoy the New York Toy Fair footage. And again, I have to thank Xmanny87 and Doug especially for making it possible for me to review any of these before leaving for New York. And just for fun, here's the Iron Spider next to the Marvel Legends movie Doctor Strange and the Volume 2 Star-Lord. And then here's the Iron Spider next to the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Hey brother, ooh, your new suit looks cool. Kinda looks like mine a little bit, right? Similar pattern, right? Both two cool guys. We can hang out, right? Because we're both so cool and everything. Oh. I want to thank you guys so much for watching my review. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe if you have not already, and hit that notification bell to ensure that my videos show up in your feed. If you want to pick up the Legendary Collector t-shirts, they are available right now at ShartimusPrime.net. And I gotta say, even though I have complaints about this figure, there's still a lot about this figure that I do like. I like seeing a new Spider-Man suit. I love Spider-Man. That's my favorite superhero, so I'm stoked about the suit. I know we're going to see the arms coming out later on. That's a surprise. You know, it's been spoiled by some of the packaging. I can't remember what toy it was. Remind me in the comments below. But the figure itself looks pretty cool, but I have some frustrations with it that remind me of the older one, and I feel like those should have gotten fixed. Also, I don't like the baiting that they're doing with us. I feel like it's baiting, you know? Like those video games where like you buy the video game, and then if you want hella levels, or if you want to change your ship or your costume or whatever, you gotta spend hella more money. I feel like that's what they're kind of doing right here with the figures, you know? It's like, okay, here's a basic version. Then later on, they're gonna give us multiple versions that have little bits of accessories here and there and just gonna, you know, trickle them through. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
I shall wait for it to go on sale on Black Friday.
If you want to see images of this figure, you can find it at marvelousnews.com and ShartimusPrime.net. And don't forget to follow. If you want to see images of this figure, you can find it at marvelousnews.com and ShartimusPrime.net. And don't forget to follow me on the social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'll see you guys in New York. Peace.
That's crispy.
Shartimus Prime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.
Shot.